I started with Mattress Giant actually in 2008, and I think it was it's a very interesting way that I did. I originally had applied for a distribution center manager for Miami, and it was between me and another gentleman. And of course, Javi had to interview me, and he was one of the three people that didn't want me to become a DC manager. So fine, I went my way.
Not true.
I went my way, keep going, and all of a sudden, 3 months later, I got a call from Mattress Giant telling me, "Hey Yuri, were you interested to come in and work for us?" I'm like, "Okay, I guess somebody didn't pan out." The guy that actually was hired, but to my surprise, he told me, "No," I said, "we need a warehouse manager. Would you mind coming and work to the person that actually got the position I applied for?" I said, "Hey, I'm not a prideful person. Doesn't matter to me. I'm willing to learn. Go for it." My background come from, I worked for FedEx for 14 years. So I figure, packages, mattresses, same ordeal, deliver in, deliver out, same thing. The first year was like, let me put it this way, it was horrible. I was like, when I got into it, my job as a warehouse manager was receiving and going and do returns. That was basically my day. I actually was ready to quit. Finally, the person that actually was the DC manager decided to quit. They told me, "Hey, Yuri, we'll give you an opportunity to interview." I said, "Look, I don't want the job. I don't want it." I honestly told, at that time, the VP of operations, Ken Kozar, I said, "You want to fix Mattress Giant Miami, you need to bring somebody that knows it." And I think I owe this person a lot because he's the one that taught me the mattress business. And Therese, stand up.
San Miguel.
San Miguel. She actually, told me not to say the story, but I have to give her props. She came to Miami and she taught us how to run the business. And if it wasn't for her, I was ready to quit. I was just ready to just leave. But with her, she was patient enough, and I guess in a certain way, because she has her ways, and people didn't understand her.
Yeah, she does.
But she I took a lot from her, and I guess the willingness for me to learn and for her to teach me, it was big for me, and I know that if it wasn't for her, I would not be here, and I appreciate that. And then right after that, she decided to move back to Houston, and she actually was one of the ones that said, "Hey, leave Yuri here," and actually I stayed as a DC manager. She went back to Houston, and we still kept in touch, and it's funny because after she left, we always kept in touch and keep doing things the way you are and supporting and everything, and that's family, and for me, she's family. And when we heard about the acquisition, actually, I was like, well, here we go again. I never gone through one of those, and all of a sudden, I get a phone call from I think it was George McGill. Where's Justin? Was it you or George?
It's George.
I think it was George. Yeah. Say, hey, I was suspecting him on Tuesday. George McGill calls me on Monday. Say, hey, I'm on my way to your distribution center. I'm like, okay. I was expecting 1 or 2 people. And all of a sudden, I see this entourage coming into our distribution center. Sam Woods, Justin, George, Dwayne. And I was like, oh boy. So, well, did the thing, and I was, waiting to see how was the culture and all that. And to be honest, I was looking for a job because I wasn't expected to stay. And it's a funny way that, things work out. And when they came in during that same transition. I was invited to a sales dinner, and that's in the Doral, and that's where I met Ken and Sam already. I think I met, no, I haven't met you yet. And I think the way not that George and Justin came in like, hey, mattress firm here, how you doing? But I just felt Ken coming in, and I was expecting a kind of older person, being a vice president of a company, and being so young, and Sam coming in and being operations, came to me and said, hey, nice to meet you. I'm Ken, I'm Sam, and it made me feel comfortable. And I'm like, wow, if this is the way they run the business, this is interesting. And they make me feel like part of that team, even though I was in the operations side. Then I know later on, Louis came in for dinner, and we talked a little bit, and everybody was on the table. And I had a good feeling about it. So I said, you know what, let me give myself a chance. I knew then, that of course that, with everything comes, and they bring somebody else to come in, and I know Justin say, hey, look, I'm going to bring somebody here, but we want you to stay. And I say, hey, I have no problems. I'm willing to, as long as, you show me, teach me, and I'm willing to learn. There he comes Jeff, which, I see, comes in Jeff, and, and I see, he comes, he's quiet manner, like, low key. And I guess his expectations were like, oh my gosh, I'm going to come into a mess. But I don't know, probably. That's probably what I think. But in the 3 weeks that actually you spent in Miami, and I want you to stand up, because I think for that short time you were there, you showed me a lot of things but probably somebody else would just say, you know what, screw this, I'm not going to deal with it. And I really appreciate that, because you spent actually the time and the being so busy, because I know you were so struggling everything with the merger and temporary house, and I really appreciated that you actually took the time to, teach me, even though I was your assistant, but you say, hey, I want you to learn what I know. And that said a lot to me, because basically I was expecting just to become an assistant and stay there as an assistant. And I really appreciate that, because I think you had a lot to also to do for Justin to give me an opportunity to where I'm at right now. And I really appreciate that.